Got $28,000, and I remember the ocean was extremely bad from this save point. Today my goal is to just figure out some kind of way to move ahead. I need to recover that boat without losing another boat. If I want to spawn the fishing boat, it's about $24,000, so I might even be able to make it less expensive. Let's turn on center of mass. I wonder how I can make that lower. And also, what's up with all this other stuff, right? Because the fuel displays were all crazy. I think the max on this I should just push up to 1300. So that'd be the same on this one. Fuel level, I think it was 1300. What I am thinking though is that these things can clip, and it's probably because they're only one hitbox big. So what if they were bigger than one hitbox big? Does just making them massive reduce the ability for them to clip through things? I'm going to give this a try because I think the problem isn't that the net is going through the floor. I don't think it is. I think the problem is that the attachment points for the net are going through the floor, as in the orange bits are going through the floor. So now that they're bigger, I'm hoping that the physics shape is just bigger. So yeah, they're a much larger solid physics shape. Net's fully deployed. And if we have a look in photo mode, we can see all of the net components are now not in the ground, so it's only the net that's in the ground. I think that's probably the likely fix for this. Looks a bit weird, but you know, if it works, it kind of is seeming like it's the only way to get around this, is just make it so none of the components can fall through the floor at all, and this is likely to stop it from going through the back of the hull also. I'm really sick of fishing right now because of how many times it's broken, and so I want to earn enough money that I can either buy the oil platform over there or North Harbour. The oil platform's 100 and North Harbour's 60? Yeah, 60. So if I get North Harbour, then I will be able to drive over to the Dean Hall Mining Company, mine some coal, put it on a train, and send it back over to here, sell for $6. It's not much, but just going back and forwards all the time. Actually, what if I make a coal-powered mining vehicle? Then it would just never run out of fuel. Look how many fish I already have. This massive net is really good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think it's 13. I quite like this boat, but I know that the interior up the front is not very good. I think what I should do is shift the engine further back and even ditch a whole cylinder. So 2 cylinders right at the back, it should only come to there. And then I have like a whole nother room of space. The hoppers are real heavy in the fuel tank. Like everything really heavy is down the back, which is kind of not good. I could probably lose the barrels in the floor from the rear half backwards. What if I put the engine in the front? Actually, what if I do put the engine in the front? I'm thinking, right, if I cut off this cylinder and then put the cylinders on the side of the crankshaft, so make it a boxer style engine, the weight distribution will be lower, the engine will be shorter, and I'll get another cylinder versus like what I have now. So more power, possibly taking up less space. Then take this pipe and run it into the floor and put it flat down on the front, because then we've got the hoppers at the back, engine at the front. That might balance it out long ways. And I've been reading comments where people are saying it's trying to build realistic things in Stormworks that is what's causing all the problems. That's mostly true, I think. So having this mentality of I have to put the engine like in the back, in the bottom, and not just putting it somewhere that balances the ship is a problem. Okay, Okay, so I'm coming into North Harbour. I've left the net all the way down, so the net is definitely clipping into the ground, and the bottom of the net is just running along the ground. I'm probably going to hit something, because I've only got one fin for turning. It'll be very close. Okay. I'm going pretty slow, so it makes turning very slow as well. I don't know, I'm feeling a little bit more confident that it's just a hitbox thing. So now the net is totally under the ground. All the fish are under the ground. Okay, that's kind of sketchy, but I guess it all popped up at the same time. Man, that's a lot of fish. That's way more fish than I've ever seen at once. Also, why is this menu open? I thought this was a thing you had to hold a button to do. No, don't push it under. So this frequency is 3077, and I'm going to make it so I don't have to get off the boat to do this. We've got rope anchors, 2 on each side, I think, which I believe is part of Zizzo's resource trading add-on. I don't think they're there on the default one. Okay, it stopped making a sound. And for the money, I've got 11,000. 11,000. That's basically, it's a lot, isn't it? Didn't I have like 4,000 before I started? I had 28, and then I spawned the boat. I think it was 24, so I'll put the maths here. I have this much money. I made this much money. So yeah, something's still wacky going on with my engine though. But I think this is the solution. The solution for a janky net is to bulk the net component up and give it a really big hitbox. So I've just got wedges on every side. I have safely returned, and there's a couple things I want to do. One of them is put rope anchors all over this thing because I keep meaning to and forgetting, and it's not being very good. Okay, rope anchor's done. Next thing, I think the exhaust is what's really suffocating this boat, and to fix it, I might as well fix the engine. Right, so I need like a 1 pipe space at the end of this. It's a little short. So I'm thinking like this configuration. It's a lot lower and potentially shorter, but I guess because I had to move it back, it's not shorter really. The other thing is I could probably move a lot of the starter system down into here though. And then the only other issue is where that hatch is. And the other thing I could do is lift the engine up so that it sits on top of this piece. I guess in doing that, the center of mass wouldn't really be too much higher, so maybe that's worth a shot. As long as I use the space maybe to connect both sides of the engine, at least it's not really going to waste. This might even let me move the fuel tank up to the front. So the hatch is still in a pretty easy to access place. It does just give me a lot more room, I think. So what I'd probably do is put in a hatch on one side, maybe. That lets you hop up on top of the engine. Up here where the exhaust comes out, I think I want to build a small funnel thing just poking over the side. I think looks really good. And the reason I want 2 of them is because you can run into an issue where too many exhaust ports or exhaust manifolds connected into just one outlet will suffocate the engine because it can't get the exhaust out fast enough. Maybe because it's got an impeller, it doesn't matter so much, but I still kind of want a little thing there. So these two pipes are the exhaust. They'll just I might be able to poke them up into the floor. Yeah, I'll put them right up into the deck. If I just chuck 4 exhaust manifolds. How did I do this one? This one looked really cool, where it was all like coming out through a manifold into another manifold, a different manifold. Wait, how did it do that? Oh, because I go opposite. There's no point in doing it here though. I want to get over into this section, and then we're going to go straight up inside the wall. So it'll be like that, and then yeah, just straight out into there, and then it'll go up, and that makes it really easy. Behind here, I'll leave it open for now. We'll try and remember to come back and fill that in. And so the other side needs to be air and coolant. Oh, that would be a problem. If it's coolant per cylinder, then I don't have coolant on these cylinders. Oh, that's a nice spot. It's a very nice spot. Oh. Okay, let me get rid of these pivots, because they're kind of in the way.
Wow.
What if that sort of thing I can't push through? That's a really good spot though. Trying to think, how can I run pipes backwards through here? I can definitely get away with 2 up high, but then I don't know what I'd do for the next one down. I'd have to stagger it out or something. I think I need to fill in that, and then probably fill the other side up to match where those exhaust pipes are going. It would be good to put wedges through here instead, or something to keep the physics shape nice. If I can squeeze the radiators in somewhere, that would be good, because it'll just fill up that physics shape. I guess there's so much space above that putting all the radiators above it would make sense as well. I still need an exhaust, an air and a fuel. I can grab fuel from the bottom pretty easily. Air might need to come off one of these, but I'm thinking, right, if I just put them like that, if we went backwards and then these ones went up and backwards. Yeah, the impellers need to be on the very outsides. So like that. Wait, like one like that, one like this. Copy, flip it backwards. So then the 2 middle sets of pipes do the routing. This one goes up, and now I could do them face up like this and just stack them together. That's really cool, but I don't know. Like, it's kind of off balance. I do quite like that. I could even put more cylinders in here if I really wanted to. I wonder, because this is always engaged, can I grab this to just run the impellers off the engine? If the engine RPS is 10, that's probably still too much for the impellers, because they max out at 5 RPS. They don't like to go any faster than that. And then I somehow need to transfer the pipe to the other side as well. I'll probably go through the floor. Let's go straight down and then swap over to internal pipes. So that one will change to one of these. Yeah, and then as the engine RPS increases, the coolant flow should increase. And I wonder if I should just make this a wall, just wall it off. So now everything runs off the engine RPS for the coolant, and I've got a radiator per cylinder. So depending on where I end up with the fuel tanks, what I'm likely to do is take the fuel manifold on this side and then the air manifold on the other side, because it's going to be easier to go up on this side. This one will just probably go straight back. Oh yeah, and then it'll cut straight into the pipe that it already exists. That's the air pipe. So if I take that, build a little corner. Oh, I've got the pipe on top though. It's going to come up as a pipe, and then the wall will be in front of that. Yeah. And then this is the wall that goes off to the propeller. So I don't need any gearboxes for that because the gearbox is on the propeller. And I just need somewhere to put a fuel tank. I'm really thinking like if I put microcontrollers through here, then all of below this can be the fuel tank. The balance will just be real wonky. It'd be better if, let's see, what am I missing? Like what's on here? I need to keep all these fuel pumps, but otherwise I think everything else can go. It's a nice engine, this one, like with the radiator on the side and impellers all along the top. It's very cool. I'll leave that there so I know it's the power pipe. What I'm thinking is because there's a keel now and it's below the floor level, this is the fuel pipe, and I have an actual load of microcontrollers I want to hide somewhere. Even just doing it in the middle makes a lot of sense. Like fill this up with microcontrollers, because I don't know if the barrels actually fill up anything, but if they don't, then it turns the whole keel into a fuel pipe or a fuel tank. So if I were to go, I don't need as much weight down the back, and I know there's a couple of dead blocks here, like just empty blocks. If I move these barrels back a bit, well, I don't actually know if I need to do this. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing that block, that gap of 2 blocks forwards so that the fuel port has somewhere to stick out into. This pipe will need to move a little bit. So it'll come across and it'll stick into there. This will go out all the way. What I really want is the fuel pipe to be connected to that. Yeah. So this thing can either go directly on it like that and then use manifolds, which might as well do this way. So now that's just connected to both sides. Then I need to fill this up with microcontrollers. This was the fuel pipe, so now I've got a new fuel tank. I've got a new fuel tank now, so I can get rid of all that. The fuel pump can probably live underneath there or beside it somewhere. 2 other things I'll need is the fluid spawner and the fluid meter, but the very bottom of this can be used for that. One of them anyway. Yeah, meter. Where can I put the meter? Liquid meter. I would need to cut out another barrel, I think, which kind of sucks because I only have 2 blocks of space. What if I just bring that? Oh, yeah, I can't put it there. If I bring it forwards a bit and then use a weight block to fill in that gap behind it. A new problem is that I can't connect my refueling system into this anymore because my manifold goes directly into the tank. What I need to do is take the T, offset it slightly, bring it forwards. I probably need to put it on the other side thinking about this, and then do a T. And so now my pumps can connect into that side and they'll have access to the tank, and the fuel manifold will be able to pull from the tank as well. I still want this valve to be accessible, the manual valve. I do wonder if I just put it up here, run a pipe, plug in through that way. This one on the other side just needs to go up to connect to this nozzle here. That can go. And then, yeah, I can just run this across to the side so we can refuel. This pipe will need to come off to the side a little bit. So it can go, this is a wall, so it can go sideways first and then down. Okay, now I can move all the microcontrollers. So I should probably fix this thing at the back so that I can move these microcontrollers and know that it's going to work. I kind of want to put them on the side so that you can kind of stand beside it and see how far forward it's going to come before you want to drop the fish. Maybe I get rid of one of these hatches, and also maybe I should just drop the... Oh, that vent's no good there either. Keep that filter there for a minute. I'm thinking I could drop the hoppers down. What if I just drop them down? Yeah? I don't know how I feel about this. I do like the idea that it's dropped down because I can potentially put a door on top of it. Put 2 doors on top of it. Yeah, and then you can like really hide it. I've also been thinking about putting a gate in here like that. This just means you won't be able to accidentally run off the side, and I can make it open inwards. If I use a player sensor, then the player sensor can go here. And if I use a button, do I need a button as well? I don't think I need a button, because if the player sensor triggers, then why would you need the button? I'll use a player sensor. So player sensor, you come up to it and the player sensor will open it, and then it'll fold inwards. So that kind of makes these hatches not super easy to access. And then if you want to open it from up here, you will need a button, which would be a push button. Gate. So I'll need maybe a 2x3. So let's do the left one first. L and L and L. When the left player sensor is triggered, there will be a capacitor. The capacitor will charge for... Wait, it'll go off immediately, but it won't... It'll trigger immediately and won't stop for a long time, so 5 seconds or something. That will trigger a switch box. So as long as you're standing in front of it, it'll open. There'll be a constant number that opens it, probably a 1. And then there is also an OR. When you press the button... this is where it gets interesting. I need a toggle. No, when you press the button or the thing is pressed, it'll trigger the capacitor. That makes it easy. So you can press the button, it'll open for a little while, and then it will close. So like if you press it and just didn't decide to get off, it would close itself after some time. I'm just going to test it, see if that button works. Oh, all my tires fell off. Yeah, that's fine, eh? And then if I'm on here, the player sensor's still detecting me. Now I'm on the boat. It's a little bit long, but it's okay. I could make it a bit shorter. And so this is good because if I fall off and I'm swimming around here, it's going to stay open. That's a bit too long, isn't it? Alright, so I guess anything that's finished, I can just cut the microcontroller and put it in the floor. What I'm thinking is if I have a pivot, I want to be able to stand next to it while I do it. So that, and then if I take a lever, and then if I use 3 instrument panels maybe, that way it won't interfere with where the crane is, and I should be able to put all the instruments on that. And I'll just connect that rotation to the dash rotation. Do you think I need to know how long the winches are? Probably not, eh? Like, yeah, probably not. How about that? I don't need to know about all the winch lengths. I'm gonna put them all out eventually, or maybe I need to pulse them to go out when it spawns. Winch up, winch down, winch panel, and winch panel only needs to go out because I'm not receiving any signals anymore. It'll be interesting to see how this handles actually. So net in. I'm just gonna take it for a quick drive. If it starts at all. Doesn't start at all. No engine RPS. And fuel level is 157. What's that weird sound it's making? I think that's the exhaust. Yeah, it is. That sound where it's like shh, 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 shh. That's the same problem I had on the mining vehicle. It's just, it's not getting the exhaust out. That's basically what's happening. So I'm just gonna delete it. So is it that I just don't have any diesel and that's why the tank seems low? Yeah, that's way better. 1700. Let's buy, what about 5,000? I think I should have enough. So does that just buy 5,000 liters, or is it $5,000 worth? That's not janky at all. Wait, I've connected it wrong. It's like, it's come in instead of gone out. Isn't it sitting so much better now that the engine's in the front? I don't know if it's just the wind. It's rocking quite a lot, but from front to back, it's a lot more level than it was before. So I think putting the engine in the front and dropping the hoppers down was just a good idea overall. If I go down in there, I can't get out though. There's no ladder. I want to have a look, but yeah, I can't actually go in there. We're just gonna have to photo mode. So there's a lot of space down here that I could put stuff, like just equipment or something. The fuel tank in the keel is so smart because, you know, it doesn't take up any space for me, and I increase my capacity by 300 liters. Having the engine up here, I've still got loads of space, so I can walk around up there, or I can put equipment that can be accessed from the top. And if I just plaster a wall through there and put some little steps up into it or something, then the engine room is secure, and I've got a huge section down here. It's kind of low, so maybe I can lift something up or something down to try and get another block of room for headspace. And then I can put a bed in here and decorate it a little bit. The thing I was wanting to do but don't have time to do is to put a remote control on this so that you can control the crane for withdrawing all the fish when you're on the boat. I think that'll be quite easy because it'll just be another panel similar to this. Maybe I'll put it on the other side, or maybe even here facing forwards. Actually, the other side probably worked quite well, because if I come into North Harbour, like if I'm always coming in where the thing is on this side, actually yeah, that's the thing. It might not always be on the left or the right, so maybe I need it to be in the middle, or maybe I just need it to be remote control and have remote controllers lying around on the boat. I think everything's fine. I think I could have solved pretty much all of my problems. I need to do some decorating on the side. I want to have some words along the side. Yeah, I'm gonna put some words on the side and a number or something. The don't get lost and weather unit that I'm combining will be a 1x3, and I think it's gonna have a little slide up menu. I don't know when I'll get that done, but I'll put a 1x3 display in the top here instead of two 1x2s. Makes it a little bit shorter and has sort of an MFD slide up display thing on it. I've already designed it. I just need to... Actually, I have pretty much done most of it. I could put it in here. If I've got time, I'll put it in just how it is. It's just, it doesn't have the weather information on it just yet. But basically it'll have a thing, you press a button on it and the weather information will slide up temporarily and then slide back down after a couple of seconds. Because, you know, you never really want to be looking at the weather report constantly. You just need to get glimpses of it. I'm gonna turn everything off and pull everything up and then go sleep before I get too close, because the waves are pretty rough and I have no way to control how far away I am from the dock. Yeah, there's something weird about when the net is under the ground. Also, it doesn't even look like it's retracting, so... Oh. Did I just release all the fish? All the fish are gone because my controls are mixed up. I swear, man, this game is one of the most frustrating things I've ever experienced, ever. I'm gonna load back to wherever my last load was. I'm not messing around with this crap. Basically, I need to invert some of the signals. I think all of the signals on the net control, because the winches are backwards, the release and the retract buttons are backwards. I should just confirm that now as well. And then I'll put the don't get lost, the new don't get lost unit in there, wall up that engine, and then I can do some interior work on it. Right now, my goal is really just to get as much money as I can so I can buy North Harbour so that I don't have to deal with fishing, because fishing is just very annoying. So thanks for watching. I'll see you later.